Very common problem. You have a lovely child, and you go out and say, "Oh, maybe we should have child number two." And a term, sibling rivalry. What is sibling rivalry, and does it exist?
Sibling rivalry certainly exists, and it is a real phenomenon. It occurs most commonly in the age differences between 3 to 6 years of age difference between the older and the next sibling. But it's the real deal, and it can be very disconcerting and very disruptive. And it's not easy to handle. And it can occur in public and private. It can occur over the silliest little things. A child has a toy that they like and the younger one gets into it, or a space, or a prized possession, or grandma or grandpa tends to want to do a trip with the older and the younger resents it. You name it, and siblings will find ways to argue about it. It's just the nature of the beast. A lot of it has to do with a sense of who is important and what's important, and do they lose something, the younger one that is, when the older one gets something, and vice versa. And they'll square off in any number of different ways. So it's not easy to deal with. It's expected. It will get better over time as they are able to be more vocal and verbal and objective and have reason rather than just emotion. But it never really, I believe, goes away. It's always sort of there. And a lot of it is who's the most important in their life. The worst thing you can say to a child is, well, you're my favorite child. That's what they want. But the other one doesn't want to feel the not favorite child. So be very careful about making sure that all children are equal, even though they don't necessarily feel that all the time.
When you get a new baby, you shouldn't keep saying, the baby, the baby. You should say, I'll be with you in a few minutes. Mommy is busy, but don't say I have to take care of the baby. Is that a good tip?
Yeah, I think it is. I think that there is inevitable resentment on the part of an older child when a new baby is born. And all of the tips of getting the older sibling involved and making sure that the older sibling, has a positive experience with the young baby, when it's developmentally appropriate, have the older child hold, or not take care of, but hold or be near or help feed. All those are important, but it won't get rid of that sense of the older child that no longer are they the only show in town. It was nice being the only child. You had all the things to yourself. They only paid attention to you. What's bad about that? Now all of a sudden you have to share the limelight. And sharing the limelight comes with some resentment, inevitably. You can feel that yourself. And those of you parents who have siblings probably can remember those days when life was perhaps nicer, if you can remember back when you were young, and now suddenly you had to share the limelight. So it's tough being an older sibling for some reasons. It's tough being a younger sibling. Younger siblings feel like they want the whole limelight, and they got this older, more verbal, more attractive, energetic, smarter, etc., etc. So it's all those things are going on at the same time.
So Cain and Abel was really probably a true story.
Regrettably, it probably is. We could have handled that probably better in the literature, though.
And you should always make whatever you do as even as it can be.
That is the goal, and not easy, especially when siblings, for instance, are the same sex, because they really do want to be treated sort of differently because they are equal and they don't want to share the limelight. And it's very important to make sure that you share your time, your efforts, your activities, your love, which is really what we're talking about, equally with your kids. It won't take away sibling rivalry, but it will help sort of minimize some of the high negativity part of it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.